Ever walked through a grand art museum, gazed at the masterpieces, and noticed something missing? For centuries, the story of art has been told, but with half the voices silenced. We've been shown a canvas veiled, a history with huge gaping holes. Today, we're pulling back that veil to reveal the trailblazing women of art that history tried to forget. So, why did we miss them? It wasn't an accident. It was systemic. For centuries, societal norms dictated that a woman's place was in the home, not the artist's studio. Art was considered a man's profession, a pursuit of public genius, while women's creativity was often dismissed as a mere hobby. This bias was embedded in the very institutions that defined art. Academies, the powerful gatekeepers of the art world, often barred women from entry or severely restricted their training. They couldn't study from live nude models, a cornerstone of historical painting, which locked them out of creating the large-scale, prestigious works that made male artists famous. This exclusion led to a heartbreaking phenomenon, the anonymous masterpiece. How many paintings signed anonymous were actually the work of a woman who couldn't or wasn't allowed to claim her creation? Countless works by women were misattributed, often to their fathers, husbands, or male teachers. It was simply more marketable, more believable that a man had painted it. The signature on the canvas often told a story of commerce and prejudice, not one of true authorship. The entire system, from training to sales, was a boys' club, and it actively pushed women to the sidelines, robbing them of their legacies. But brilliance finds a way to shine, even in the darkest corners. To find these forgotten women, we have to redefine what we consider artistry. We need to look beyond the grand historical epics and religious scenes that dominated the male-centric art canon. Many women artists challenge this canon not just with their style, but with their subject matter. They turned their gaze inward, exploring themes and perspectives that were completely new and revolutionary. They transformed the domestic sphere into a powerful canvas. While men were painting battles and kings, women were capturing the intimate, psychological depth of daily life. The quiet moments, the subtle interactions within a family, the textures of a home, these became their subjects. They weren't just painting what they knew. They were elevating the everyday to the level of high art, showing the world that profound human experience could be found in a quiet room as much as on a battlefield. We also have to uncover the stories of collaborative brilliance. Behind many famous male artists, there was often a woman, a wife, a sister, a daughter whose contributions were absolutely integral to their success. Think of Camille Claudel, whose passionate and tumultuous relationship with Auguste Rodin produced sculptures so powerful that for decades, her work was often confused with or credited to him. Her genius was undeniable, yet she was long relegated to the role of his muse or assistant. These women weren't just helpers. They were co-creators, partners in genius whose own light was deliberately dimmed to make another's shine brighter. Now, let's meet some of these unsung geniuses, these pioneers of perspective. First, Artemisia Gentileschi. For too long, she was known only in relation to her famous father and as a student of Caravaggio. But Artemisia was a powerhouse in her own right. A survivor of a brutal assault, she channeled her trauma and resilience into her work, creating some of the most powerful and psychologically intense paintings of the Baroque period. Her heroines are not passive victims. They are strong, determined, and often violent agents of their own destiny. Look at her, Judith slaying Holofernes. This isn't just a biblical story. It's a raw, visceral depiction of female rage and power that no male artist of her time could have captured with such terrifying authenticity. She stepped out of Caravaggio's shadow to cast her own, long and profound. Next, meet Sophonisba Anguissola, a true star of the Renaissance. Coming from a noble but modest family, she defied all conventions. Her father, recognizing her immense talent, ensured she received a proper artistic education. She became a celebrated portraitist, renowned for her informal, lifelike paintings of her own family. Her work was so captivating that it caught the eye of the King of Spain, Philip II, and she was invited to become a court painter in Madrid, an almost unheard-of position for a woman. She didn't just paint for royalty. She taught the Queen to paint and became a respected and influential figure at the heart of European power. Sophonisba proved that a woman could be both a respected artist and a professional success, paving the way for others to follow. And we can't forget the masters of the miniature world like Clara Peters. A leading figure in the development of still life painting in the 17th century, her work is a feast for the eyes. She painted lavish banquet scenes and intricate still lifes with breathtaking detail, but she did something revolutionary. In the reflections on the gleaming goblets and shiny pitchers, she painted tiny self-portraits, a clever way to sign her work and insert herself into the scene, asserting her presence in a world that tried to render her invisible. Her incredible skill and innovative techniques influenced an entire genre, yet for centuries, her name was barely a footnote in art history books. So how are these incredible stories finally coming to light? We're living through a revolution ignited by the digital age. Online archives, museum databases, and social media platforms are making art more accessible than ever before. A quick search can now uncover thousands of works by artists like Gentileschi or Anguissola. Hashtags and dedicated accounts are bringing their art to a new generation, allowing their stories to be shared and celebrated globally. The gatekeepers are losing their power. This digital rediscovery has pushed museums and galleries to act. In recent years, we've seen a surge in major exhibitions dedicated solely to historical women artists. Institutions like the Prado in Madrid and the National Gallery in London are actively acquiring works by women and rewriting their wall labels to give them proper credit. They are consciously working to rectify historical omissions, rehanging their permanent collections to tell a more complete and honest story of art. And behind this movement is the power of the pen. A new wave of art historians, critics, and writers, many of them women, are championing these forgotten artists. They are digging through archives, re-examining evidence, and writing new histories that place these women back into the canon where they belong. They are asking the tough questions and challenging the old narratives, ensuring these legacies are not just resurfaced but cemented for good. This brings us to the future of art history. Why does this all matter? Because a call for inclusivity isn't just about being fair. It's about enriching our collective understanding of human creativity. When we only listen to one set of voices, our world becomes smaller. By acknowledging the diverse perspectives of women, artists of color, and other overlooked groups, our picture of history becomes fuller, more vibrant, and infinitely more interesting. Art is a conversation across time, and it's time we heard from everyone. The stories of these trailblazers are not just historical footnotes. They are a source of profound inspiration. They show the next generation of artists, especially young women, that their voices matter and their perspectives are valuable. They prove that despite barriers and biases, creativity and determination can triumph. And this is where you come in. You are now part of this conversation. The next time you visit a museum, look for the names you don't recognize. Go online and search for artists like Clara Peters or Sofonisba Anguissola. Share their work, tell their stories. By seeking out and supporting these overlooked artists, you become an active participant in rewriting art history into a story that finally includes everyone. Thank you so much for watching and for joining us on this journey of rediscovery. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Let us know in the comments which forgotten woman artist inspires you the most. See you next time,